Hello everyone, this is T-Bird Bricks, another video. I'm excited to kick off my latest review and most likely my last review of 2024. This is set number 76294, the X Mansion, and this is the latest addition to, I guess we would call it the Marvel Modular line. And yeah, the set looks pretty good. I have it displayed with the two gift with purchases I got. They both look very nice. I'll probably get to these two individually, maybe in their own video, I don't know. I kind of don't like unboxing gift with purchases. I like keeping them in the box for some reason, but yeah, just kind of looking at these. Yeah, look pretty good. And this one here, yeah, looks pretty nice. Yeah, consider this maybe like an unboxing slash review, but yeah, this set looks pretty sweet. I like it. I like the look of it. Now, full disclosure, I got this set on discount. I used VIP points as well as a gift card I got for my birthday a few months ago. So I got this set for $180. So definitely changes the dynamic of how I see the set. But let's go ahead and dive into the review. Okay, so here is the set, fully built, and it looks pretty good. I definitely like what I see. I know I was saying before in a previous video and in this video where I was concerned with how small this build would be, and it is a little on the smaller side. Again, I think it's very odd that something called a mansion is only 2 floors high. I think that's just really weird, but it wears its size very well, if that makes any sense. And when I say it wears its size very well, I mean, it has its own character. It has its own, I mean, you can see it in the build here. It has its own storytelling for what it is. I mean, this is a very well-designed, well-intentioned build going on here. I mean, the instructions basically tell you to do all of this. It has axle points where you can put in the flow pieces, a lot of invisible pieces, trans clear pieces. I mean, they give you a lot of those, by the way, to make this build. You have Wolverine set up here, claw marks where he's like a dragon here. I love the build here where this stick holds Cyclops up while he's shooting the Sentinel. You even have a part on the Sentinel where somebody can sneak up behind, like I have Gambit here attacking the Sentinel. We'll get to the Sentinel individually. He looks really cool. I love the way he looks. The build here up top is really nice. Let me actually go ahead and get up. I'm going to show off how this works. So there's I'll actually just come around real quick. So stepping around, whoops, I knocked over a cup. So you have a mechanism right here that basically activates the dome shooting off. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, that's just very explosive, very cool. I had to turn off the camera and reset everything because a bunch of stuff got knocked over when I hit that off. But yeah, this is just a very large 3,000 piece vignette, honestly. You know, the scene building here, the destruction of the building, all the trans pieces to set up all the characters, Bishop, Jean Grey, all the stuff she's lifting up over here. I love the Charles Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters sign and how Bishop, you better get that right, he's flying out of here. I love the turrets that come out of the grass, kind of the automated defenses. Now, some criticisms I have of the building itself, and we're going to get into the inside as well. We're going to get to the figures. We're going to get to everything, guys. Don't worry about it. But some criticisms I have of the building itself. Number one, the amount of wasted studs in just having nothing here. Why is there no water feature, anything cool that a mansion would have? I mean, again, let me get up again and come around. You know, you have the basketball hoop here and some, Easter eggs. This is from, Days of Future Past, which I think is really cool. You got Pyro was here, basically. Nightcrawler, Dazzler, Claws, a dumpster. You have Toad, because that's an Easter egg for Toad. But why isn't all of this stuff in the back with wasted studs, and none of this is in the front? I mean, why would the X-Men be playing basketball in the alleyway? It doesn't make any sense. They would normally play basketball in the front. So there's really too much empty real estate going on here, for one. Number two, as much as I love the battle damage to the building, I don't like how you can't reset and basically make it normal where there's no action happening at all. Very similar to the Daily Bugle, which I have a massive version of it over there, but kind of similar to the Daily Bugle where, yes, you have the effects of the Green Goblin busting through the window, but you can reset that and make it like normal. I wish they did that for this set here, but no, none of that's here at all. Now, the pieces are there, so you can figure it out. The pieces are here too. You can definitely figure it out, but I would like it in the instructions that they would have that as a possibility. So here's the mansion stripped down without any minifigures on it, and yeah, looks pretty interesting. Again, I love the coloring, I love the layering, the texture, the character that this set has in more ways than one. I do disagree with the way they set up the connections here, so the way they have the set designed is technically it's 3 booklets for the instructions, and you can split it up. So one person does the center, one person does this side, one person does that side. And then there's Technic axles that connect them together. However, they're not Technic pins. And it's really important to delineate the difference because as axles, there's no friction keeping this together. So when you're carrying this, you need to have one hand here, keep it sandwiched together and keep it moving. You can kind of see where it separates along there, separates along there. Yeah, I have no idea why the designer did it this way. Maybe I'll have to go back to, I think they did a few interviews with the designer on this set, and I just don't understand the thought process for this other than the novelty and the fun of having, you can have 3 different people doing this, but I mean, what is that really worth, honestly? It just kind of creates more trouble than it's worth, in my opinion. So now we can start taking this apart, you know, basically take off the roof first. So we got that part there. Take this off, take that there. I do love the modularity of this set. I love how everything can kind of be taken off piece by piece. So let's get up and see what's inside. So a little hard to see. So you have the kind of the lab where Xavier works. So you have the kind of the, I forget what this is called, an MRI machine. That's what it is. Nice little elevator, looks cool. Turn this around, that's where Cerebro is. I do love the mapping on that. That's really cool. And you can actually take this off and put this on Xavier's head. That's pretty nice. I'll save the danger room for last because technically that's 2 floors. So we'll get to that later. Next you have, I don't really know the context here, but this is somebody roommating with Wolverine. Now, listen, I'm not trying to be judgmental. I love Wolverine. He's a cool dude, cool character, but I do not know if I'd recommend roommating with Wolverine. I think that's not going to have a happy ending for you, especially if you consider how, you know, Rogue in the first X-Men movie woke him up when he was having his nightmares, and we all know how that went. You know, not a happy ending at all. So digging into the set, you have a couple of cool Easter eggs going on here. So first off, you have a sword, which references Wolverine's time in Japan. You have a, this is just a picture of Scott Summers and Jean Grey. So you can do that meme where Wolverine is caressing the picture, longing for Jean Grey. That's kind of creepy, I'm not going to lie, but yeah, whatever floats your boat. You have a pack of bubble gum. So that's obviously a reference to Jubilee. And what I love right here is the Statue of Liberty. So kind of a callback to, once again, the first X-Men movie by Fox back in, what was that, 2000, I think? Really cool. I kind of love that. That's really nice. Moving forward, you have a lab kind of squished in between Xavier's lab here and the room. So maybe that's one criticism I have of this set. Everything is just so cramped together. It kind of reminds me of my criticisms of the Sanctum Sanctorum with Doctor Strange, where everything is just kind of so jammed in with each other. But yeah, you know, all the same, I do like it. Right here, you do have a control room for the danger room. That's pretty cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the bottom floor. And actually, before we get to the bottom floor, I did want to continue to showcase how easy things were to take apart because of, again, the modularity here. So this comes off. Just moving that over. The center can come off. Maybe not as easy. Oh, there you go. And then the other side comes off. There you go. So now let's get into, again, we're saving the danger room for a little later. You have kind of a TV room. So yeah, interesting thing going on here about news story with the Sentinels. You have the X-Men lobby. I'm going to stand up for this one. There you go. Now, an interesting point about this, I love the X design they make. I love the chair designs, the little statue here, the bust. That's really cool. One criticism I have, and I'm going to overlay an image. So the instructions have you put a gold convex pyramid in the bottom of the floor here. And I believe that's supposed to be some sort of reference to, you know, Apocalypse, the Egyptian villain. And I think it's just such a missed opportunity. I mean, he's a cool villain, and I love the callback to him. He's very integral to the X-Men, but you just have a shape underneath the basement here. I can't get to it. I can't see it again. So it would have been cooler to have an Apocalypse minifigure, but no, instead we have a convex gold shape in the bottom of the set, never to be seen again. So that's another missed opportunity. And then getting into the classroom. Now, this is really cool. I love this design. So zooming in on that. Yeah, you have, Beast teaching a class. I love how it's a Zoom call, basically. And then you take the AC in the back and kind of shift it over. Uh-oh, now you got like a incoming Sentinel alert. That's really cool. I totally love that. And I also love the chair designs. If you can kind of see it. Better lighting. Let me just take it out. I can show you. Yeah, I love the way the school desks are designed, where you can put your book and whatnot. Really cool, really state-of-the-art. I love it. So now let's get into what might be the most action-packed part of the interior of this set. You have the Danger Room. So the Danger Room is comprised of both floors. On the, I guess this would be our left, so the left side. And first off, I think the Danger Room just looks really cool. This is the second floor with the overview part. You have the interior here with rockets and missiles and spikes at the bottom. I just don't understand, why is this jammed into one corridor? Typically, the Danger Room is the basement, and you have like way more space to do your thing. I mean, this is just so cramped and tiny. How would you even get a minifigure in there? Maybe that's why they have it where you can take this apart piece by piece individually, so it's like separated, so you can put a minifigure here, minifigure there, but I just don't agree with the crampedness of this. And some people might wonder, well, what would you do to fix this? So what I would recommend to expand the Danger Room is, for this set, keep it at the same price point, even keep it at the same floor levels, but have a basement for the Danger Room. And some people might ask, well, how in the world would they do that? It's similar to the ground level, below ground level floors they did with the Green Gods Bank set. I think that was an excellent set, excellent idea on how to, you put a base plate on a latched part and have a below ground surface. So I think they should have done that with the Danger Room. I think that would have been a great idea to do, but again, maybe we'll just call that another missed opportunity, but that's just the way it goes. Again, I do like the interior for what it is. Again, just very cramped and very lacking for what's such an iconic part of X-Men lore. So now we're going to get into probably the most exciting part of the set, the minifigures. So first off, we have Cyclops and Jean Grey. I love both of these figures. I think the printing on Cyclops is excellent. Not a single flaw to it. Maybe arm printing would have been nice, but you know, such is life. Jean Grey, total miss on the lack of leg printing. I mean, couldn't you give her like knee pads or just something? I don't know. I also don't understand why her skin is so pale compared to the rest of the X-Men. Maybe, I don't know, she doesn't go out much, or she didn't get the Phoenix Force yet. I don't know, but both of these figures look really nice. Let's go look at their alternative expressions real quick. So I basically just turned their torsos around. Scott has like a slight frown, and Jean is just really angry, ready for action. On another note, I do love Jean Grey's hair. I do love this hair piece. Looks really nice, really gorgeous. Yeah, just really nice, both of these all around. Next up, you have Rogue and Storm, and again, two really great figures. Love the printing on both of them, love the hair, love the cloth Storm has. Now, some people might complain and say this is the same figure we got in the CMF series, but that is not true. It is a different hairstyle and, you know, the golden line around the cloth, so technically a different figure, but both of them look really great. I know she's the same figure we got from the X-Jet that came out at the beginning of the year, but that set is just so abominable and overpriced. I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist, and this is a unique figure for this set, so really cool. And then turning them around so you can see their alternative expressions. Yeah, look really cool, ready for action. And again, can't say enough how much I love the hair on both of them. They look really good. And then the back of the cape, you can see that too. Again, very nice. Next up, you have Iceman and Bishop, and once again, both of them look fantastic. Love the printing all around. Love the detailing of ice structures on Iceman. I love the way Bishop looks. The body is good. I love his gun. I gotta say, I really love not just this gun, but just kind of the more modern gun build techniques that LEGO's using. I mean, this is just really cool, using a silver candle holder, open stud, silver pieces, just really nicely done. I absolutely love these two. Love the hair on Bishop as well. I think I said that before about him in a previous video. Yeah, he just looks fantastic. And then turning just Bishop's head around, because obviously Iceman is technically bald, so therefore he doesn't have an alternative expression, but Bishop definitely does, and he looks hoppin' mad. He looks really cool. I also love the back printing too. Goodness, I know Gambit's coming around the corner for the next round here, but Bishop looks like a definite contender for best minifigure of this build. He looks just fantastic all around. All right. And then next up, we have two fantastic figures. You have Wolverine of Wolverine and Deadpool fame, and also of the same fame, Gambit. And yeah, he just looks fantastic. Yeah, Wolverine looks cool too, but we've definitely seen him before. But Gambit, man, oh man, he looks really great. I love the printing all around. This dude is fantastic. I know some people were complaining that this is Han Solo hair. They should have did a new hairpiece, but no, I think it looks good on him. Yeah, he wears Han Solo's hair very well. He's doing fantastic right now. I love the... To me, it's a new piece for his card deck shuffle here, and I love the cards, but according to the LEGO designer in the interview for this set, apparently this is a Ninjago piece, so this is not unique to this set, but still a fantastic choice. Different coloring, but really nicely done. Absolutely love that Gambit figure, and yeah, Wolverine too, he's cool, but we're all here for Gambit, we know that. And then looking at alternative expressions, you see Gambit's a little mad. He's not too happy. He's wondering, hey, you know, I was received pretty well in that Wolverine Deadpool movie. Are you, you guys gonna give me my own movie? Marvel, MCU, Fox, I know you guys hear me. What's the dealio here? You know where to call me, mon ami. And bringing up the rear, we have Charles Xavier, Professor X, and we have Eric Lehnsherr, Magneto. And yeah, you know, aka Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Yeah, these guys look pretty great. One thing I'll say, Charles Xavier is just very unimpressive. Blank pants, Lex Luthor's head, and I'm pretty sure this is the one guy from The Office. That's the torso they used for him with the goofy tie. This figure is just really lame. I'm sorry. That chair is really cool. I love how they give you trans pieces to have it hover. Really cool chair, but just really lame figure. Magneto looks great. We haven't seen a Magneto that looks like this in almost a decade, basically. And he looks fantastic. Love the helmet, love the rubber cape. Really cool guy. I dig it. Now, let's get to the last figure, albeit not a figure, but definitely a brick-built mechanical monster, the Sentinel, and he looks fantastic. I love the cable that comes out. I love the body. I love, well, actually, I don't love, excuse me. I don't love how the knees don't bend. I don't know what's with LEGO's obsession with mechs that can't bend their knees, but for the context of the Sentinel, that actually works. The way they lumber around and stumble around, that actually works perfectly fine. I love how the head is printed. That is gorgeous. This is a really good looking Sentinel. This is easily the best LEGO Sentinel we've ever had. Granted, there hasn't been that many in circulation, but he's definitely the best one. I love it. So for the next segment, I wanted to do some size comparison of the X-Mansion compared to some other modulars. So we're going to start off with the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is probably the closest fit in the Marvel Modular line for the X-Mansion. And you can kind of see here, you know, taller, obviously, because there's a third floor as opposed to 2 floors. Definitely wider here. Just kind of a cross-reference. So you're looking at, on the right, $330 for 3,000 pieces, a little over 3,000, and 10 minifigures. $230 for about 2,700 pieces and 9 minifigures. So for $100 more, you're getting a wider modular, about, you know, less than 300 pieces, and an extra minifigure. So I don't know if that's a fair value, to be honest. I really don't. And again, this is a good comparison because this also has the Disney Marvel tax. So, like, where did that $100 so go? I don't really get it. So, nah, I don't really like the comparison here. Next up, I thought I'd compare it to another modular. So we have the Home Alone house. Both of these are technically mansions, so kind of a comparison there. So, again, $330 for 3,000 pieces, 10 minifigures. This at originally sold was $300, 3,900 pieces, and 5 minifigures. So 900 more pieces, but half the figures, and you get an extra floor, meaning the attic. Also, I love how there's more substance to the front yard here. There's definitely less space, but definitely more substance. Because again, a lot of blankness. I mean, you basically need the minifigures and the action and the Sentinel to fill this out. Otherwise, you don't really need that with here. So again, kind of an interesting cross comparison. And once again, I'm pretty sure, because this was a movie, there was definitely an IP tax in play for this one. So just another comparison going on here. Okay, and the next modular comparison, this is actually going to be the last one, and I'm not going to lie, the more of these comparisons I keep doing, the worse off I'm making this mansion look, to be honest. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to do that, but man, compare this to the Natural History Museum modular. This thing is gorgeous. This is such a beautiful set. And again, for comparison, 330, 3,000 pieces, 10 minifigures, 300, 4,000 pieces, a little over 4,000, and 7 minifigures. So now I will say this is the least one-to-one comparison you can do out of the 3 I've done so far, because there's no IP tax with this, whereas with this and the other ones, that is a factor. But look at the comparison. It is just not even a contest. I know some people were comparing, saying this is just a recolor of the Natural History Museum. How could you possibly say that? That is such an insult to the Natural History Museum, dude. This is phenomenal compared to this. And it's just no comparison. It really isn't. Now, funny enough, because the devil is in the details, when I was looking up the data comparing these 3 modulars to this one is still in circulation, whereas this and the other 2 I just did are either on back order or sold out. So that kind of tells you the demand those other ones have versus this one, where this just came out, so there should be a lot more hype to this one, especially with the gift and with purchase and all that. So that's my review of the X-Men Mansion, and just final thoughts, going into whether you should get the set. At the price that it's set at, so $330, absolutely not. I'll just be straight up, absolutely not. No way. In fact, I remember, so I think I said this at one point in the video, I did get this set for discount. I basically used a combo of a gift card and VIP points to bring this down to $180. That's how much I actually paid for this set. And I remember unboxing the set when it came in the mail, and I showed it to my wife, and I asked her, hey, would you pay $330 for this? And she looked at me with such disgust. Shout out to my wife, always so supportive, but she looked at me in disgust and said, Stitch, please. Now, obviously, I try to keep this as a family show, so I'm not going to say what she actually said, but it's a word that rhymes with Stitch, and we both got a good laugh out of that. But at $330, no, I think that's firmly off the table. But I think a good cap for this, especially when compared to the other modulars we compared it to, I think $250 is a good range. I think that's a good ceiling for what you would pay for in the max in this. And especially you have to consider the minifigures too, because most people want this set just for the figures, the Gambit figure, Iceman, Bishop. I mean, even the Sentinel, people are kind of coveting the Sentinel because that's a printed head right there. But if you go on Bricklink at the time of this recording, Gambit's pretty pricey. On Bricklink, the average was, I think, $60 to $65. The Sentinel body was quite a pretty penny. I mean, even the head was like, I think somebody was trying to sell it for 20 bucks. My goodness. Iceman, Bishop, Jean Grey, like on average $15, $20, $30. So these prices are going to start racking up. So if you're going to pay that much for all these figures, you might as well just buy the mansion outright. Again, at a discount. But I think that's my takeaway of this. Again, I would recommend if you're really into the figures, really into the Marvel Modular line, and you want to add this into the whole collection, and you're paying a discount, definitely go for it. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and as always, have a wonderful day.